But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. So you can either hand over your son, or you can die screaming alongside him!
I say this, John. The sure as fuck broke the mold with you.
Looking to the floor is a body language tell that indicates submission. And also, if you look closely, John does a pacifying behaviour with his lips. He presses them together briefly. For those of you that don't know, a pacifying behaviour is basically a way for the body to calm itself down via the limbic system, the part of the brain that regulates and controls emotion.
Aye. You always had a certain, there's an audacity about you, Yeah.
John's left foot is pointing forwards towards the exit. We do this subconsciously and shows us that John intends to leave the situation. Looking at the feet is the easiest way to read body language. Feet positioning can reveal a lot of information about a person. If their feet are pointing towards something, it indicates interest, whereas if they're pointing away from something or someone, it shows that they're disinterested and want to end the conversation, for example.
I can say you're still very much the John Wick of old.
And why?
People don't change. You know that. Times they do. Do you know what was in that vault?
Before Vigo asks John if he knows what was in the vault, he diverts his eye contact from John. This is what's called a distancing behaviour and indicates the person is experiencing emotional stress. He then tenses up his face, a sign again of strong stress. Simply thinking about his loss causes him significant grief, and his body language supports this, which is a very good piece of acting.
Artwork cash, not without its worth, but the leverage I had on this city, audio recordings, physical evidence, blackmail, was fucking priceless! Priceless!
Yeah.
Vigo's proxemics change, which is the distance between two individuals, when he says it was priceless, again showing significant emotional stress. He first leans into John, which shows he doesn't feel at all threatened by him, and he's able to put himself close to the stressor, and also he then stands up, which in this context I would say is a pacifying behaviour. He's going through so much stress that he's unable to remain seated. He has to get up and move as a way to regulate the stress.
I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, I know you did. Yeah.
Vigo's hand is clenched in a fist and his left arm is on his hips. The clenched fist indicates strong anger and stress, and the arm on the hip is a universal cue that communicates readiness for action. Hands on the hips makes you look larger and more threatening, as it makes you look wider the same way a cat rears its back in a fight. He is clearly about to physically attack John.
So, then you got married, huh? Settled down.
Vigo, once releasing his stress with the punch to John's face, is able to sit down again. When he hit John, it clearly helped decrease his anger. It's the same when people are diagnosed with anger management problems. They are advised to punch a pillow to calm themselves down. We need a release, and this is managed by the limbic system.
How you manage that anyways?
Luck, I guess.
Yeah, while you had your wife, I had my son. And believe me, you had a far better deal, you know.
Vigo again demonstrates his lack of fear for John. He's able to get in close and lean into the stressor. He's also able to maintain strong eye contact, which shows he's willing to take on the threat. When we're placed in a dangerous situation, we avoid eye contact to appear non-confrontational. However, both Vigo and John in this scene make strong eye contact. and are comfortable having close proxemics. It's super interesting to watch and makes me respect Vigo much more. He knows what John's capable of and still feels comfortable.
And then you left. And the way you got out, lying to yourself that the past held no sway over the future. But in the end, a lot of us are rewarded for our misdeeds, which is why God took your wife and unleashed you upon me. This life follows you, clings to you, infecting everyone comes close to you. We are cursed, you and I.
On that, we agree.
Finally, common ground. Okay.
When John says he agrees, Vigo then leans back and looks towards his gang members. He also shows rapid blinking, indicating surprise and shock. He is actually genuinely surprised that John agrees with him. Now, we could take the leaning back as a pacifying behaviour, as I think he put his hands on his knees. This shows that he's releasing stress thanks to John agreeing with him. It's very important to note that pacifying behaviours don't have to be for negative emotions. We can exhibit pacifying behaviours when experiencing pleasure or positive emotions, which I believe Vigo is going through now because John agrees with him. I believe in this moment Vigo genuinely thinks that John will give up on his mission. His body language has shown pleasure and a reduction in stress since John agreed with him.
Step aside. Give me your son.
John Wick. Baba Yaga. It was just a fucking car, just a fucking dog.
However, when John says to hand over his son, he gives up and proceeds to leave after getting angry. He leans in and mockingly says the boogeyman, John's nickname, and begins to leave, expecting that John will be killed. But Vigo doesn't want to kill John. He has a lot of respect for him, and he shows that in his body language. It's why he gets so annoyed when John says to hand over his son. He could kill him there and then and have his problems sorted, but he hates the fact that he has to kill John, his associate, and one could argue his friend.
Just a dog. Vigo.
Yeah.
When Ellen died, I lost everything. Until that dog arrived on my doorstep. A final gift from my wife. In that moment, I received some semblance of hope. An opportunity to grieve unalone. And your son took that from me. Stole that from me. Killed that from me! People keep asking if I'm back.
Vigo goes through numerous pacifying and distancing behaviours during John's speech about his wife. He deeply regrets what his son did, and he actually agrees John is in the right. However, he has loyalty to his son. It's why he goes through so much emotion. He could literally have John killed, but he still deliberates.
And I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. So you can either hand over your son, or you can die screaming alongside him!
John stares at Vigo and shows no fear at his impending death. He has total confidence in his ability and shows just how devoted he is to the mission. Vigo was right about John. He is a man of focus and sheer will, and this scene perfectly demonstrates that. This scene is beautifully acted. Both Vigo and John convey convincing body language throughout and show incredibly detailed acting. I have to say I'm not an acting expert, but I do know the correct body language you'd expect in this scene, and I'm also able to see what body language reflects about a character. From this scene we can tell that Vigo deeply regrets what happened and he never wanted to kill John. However, we also see that he's fearless and not intimidated by John, and is able to move him closer to the stressor without showing stress or fear. It's really impressive acting. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and if you did enjoy the video, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more content, and also check out my Patreon if you want to support the channel further. Thanks for watching.